The next genre we want to talk about is the action film. Very popular film genre. May surprise you to know that the action story is an outgrowth of the Western. From the late 19th century till about 1960, the Western was the most popular American genre. It was our national myth form. And then, about 1960, it died. It almost disappeared. And that's because, there's a lot of reasons, but I'm going to simplify here. It was too slow. The vehicle was too slow. Horses don't move fast enough. So what did we do? We turned it into the action story. Action stories are modern westerns. What's the desire line in the action story? To engage in combat. This character is a fighter. And the question to fight or flee. Freedom versus life. Action stories always pose this question and this decision for the hero. Do you stand and fight? Or do you flee so you can fight another day when the odds are a little bit more in your favor? And what does the action story always say is the correct decision? Stand and fight. You can be one person with a little 6-gun revolver facing 20 of the most heavily armed people in the world, and you have to stand and fight. And what is the justification that the action story always gives for why you have to stand and fight? Again, it goes all the way back to the Western. Famous line.
Defend the community.
Well, that's why they're doing it usually, yes?
Honor.
Honor is behind it, that's correct. That is the main value of the action story. But the famous line that I'm referring to is, a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And now that we have had many female action heroes, it is the same motto. A woman's got to do what a woman's got to do. She's got to stand and fight. Now, because the action story places total emphasis on the ability of the hero to take action, that's what they are. They are an action hero. They are great at acting. This has many ramifications. Among them, it often means that the plan of the story is quite intricate. Especially if you were doing certain kinds of action stories. The action form has many subgenres. For example, the war story, the suicide mission story. These action stories, the plan is so intricate, they often write it on the board so the audience can read it. Also, there is a tremendous emphasis on split-second timing. Which is why action stories place so much premium on the crosscut. It's also why action is so perfect for the film medium. We get to go into the editing room and we get to snip out those periods of taking action when our hero, our movie star, isn't acting very well. But when we snip it out, all of a sudden this guy's fantastic. So we get the crosscut. And the third great ramification is that the hero must improvise when when events upset the plan. Remember, the plan never works. And ironically, it's because the plan doesn't work and the hero is forced to improvise that the audience gets to see how good this guy really is. Let me give you an example. Suicide mission story. Dirty Dozen is an example of a story like this. Suicide mission story, we have a team of action heroes. And they've got this mission that they've got to accomplish. Very detailed plan. Everything is set. The night that they go in to do this job, the guard who walks the same beat at the same time every night for 20 years happened to get sick that night. And somebody else is there, and he doesn't walk that path. All of a sudden, our team of action heroes has to improvise. But that's where we see, wow, they're really good at this. Because they don't have the plan helping them out. They have to do it strictly on their natural ability. This is why you see in stories like Die Hard, that whole thing has to be improvised. But it's the fact that he uses whatever is at hand to accomplish what he's got to do that we say, wow, John McClane, this guy's about the greatest cop that ever lived.